Let's melt some glass. Alright, so we're going to be making some functional art here. This is going to be a simple spoon. So all I did there was round out the end to make a nice smooth finish to this piece of art here. Then I'm going to be laying down a strip of amber purple on either side of this. Oops, I dropped my rod. Don't do that. Now I'm going to lay down one on the other side. When you're laying down rods like this, you want to make sure that you have the heat being applied between your piece of art and the color, not on the back side of the color. Now I'm just going to spend the next few minutes spinning this around in the flame here. That will melt the color in, and I'm going to occasionally use the marver to speed the process along. In my last video, I was talking about how much a piece like this would cost to produce. The amber purple probably cost me there as much as the actual clear tubing that I used there. Probably about 50 cents worth of color and 50 cents for the pull tube that the pull point that I'm using there. So about $1 is what this piece overall would cost in glass production. Now, that's not to talk about my time, the overhead that I've spent on this, or the fact that I need a kiln as well. So some people are saying, wow, that's cheap. Yes, but I've spent almost $2,000 learning how to get to this stage, the torch, the oxygen concentrators, the propane, the gas, all of that. And I've just spent another $900 on a kiln so I can eventually sell and market and use this as reliable pieces of art. So it costs a lot more than you think to produce this. It's not something that's cheap to do. I'm almost through melting the pieces in there. I'm working all the way back down with the torch like this. I'm going to need a bigger torch eventually because this just takes way too long to melt color in nicely. So I'm going to attach a nice thin punty to the end here, just because at this point it's easier to spin and melt this last bit of color in with the punty as well, because I can begin to shape and form this spoon. So as you can see, I'm pulling it out, and as I'm doing that, I'm giving it a bit of a twist. I want it to go about 180 degrees around, or sorry, 180 degrees around. I was right. So I want to twist it once all the way around, so my two lines finish on opposite sides than where they began. I'm now going to blow out the hole for this spoon. I didn't puff out enough of an end here, so this is a very thick spoon that I'm making. And I'm going to attach a thicker punty and just pull out the end a little bit to give it a bit of a different shape. I like the points on the end of my pieces. So now I'm going to begin blowing the hole out for the bowl, and this takes just a little bit of time here. And then I'm going to be using a bowl push to complete this simple spoon. When I'm pushing the bowl, and you're going to see that I had a little bit of trouble, that's because, once again, the glass was much thicker than I thought it was when I was pushing, partly because of how much color I added. And however, the end product was just fine. And this is quite a decent spoon in my opinion, not bad at all. And now I'm just centering the hole and pushing the bowl a little bit further down. Over the last week, I've really worked towards getting picking my holes out for my mouthpieces, and we're going to see that I got really good at that in this particular piece here. I'm just going to be blowing out the carb here. Once again, it takes a little bit of work due to the thickness of the bowl, but a thick piece is never a bad thing. This piece started out as about a 2.5 inch piece of 1/2 inch heavy wall, and it's only ending up at about 3.5 inches in total length. And the bowl area is definitely close to the 3 or 4 millimeters that it started out as. So as you can see, it's taken quite a bit of pressure for me to pop the carb that I just got right there. So maybe not yet. And that's because I already have the one hole already blown into it. So some air pressure is leaking through that hole. But I've now formed it. I like to tap it down just to strengthen it and puff the walls out a bit. And now using my hot fingers, I'm going to grab it and begin picking the hole for the mouthpiece. There's only 40 seconds left in this video, and I'm going to pick it open already. So, and I haven't even removed the blow tube. That's just how good I'm getting at this stage of the process. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, and I have my hole. I think that might have been a record. 3 pulls. I'm just going to even it out, thicken the walls up a little bit at the end, and this piece is done. So check it out, a simple spoon with some amber purple. Cheers guys, have a great night, and of course, happy melting.